George Ernest Finlay worked in the technical sector in Chicago, Illinois by his early 20s. He worked as a tester in a radio factory for Scott Radio and later at Montgomery Ward's electronic testing lab. He married Rose Barbara Myers on June 15, 1941, and 5 children were born into the family. When his children started playing out in the streets of Chicago, he realized this was not the place he wanted to raise his children. He wanted to raise them on a farm like he had been raised. He found 116 acres in LaPorte, Indiana, with a house, barn, sheds, and garage for around $20,000. Ernie and the children raised sheep, chickens, and rabbits. Ernie especially enjoyed the sheep. 2 of the children enjoyed horses, and eventually the kids brought horses to the farm. Ernie would buy 50 to 100 chickens every spring to raise for eggs and meat. He also grew a large half-acre vegetable garden each summer. Ernie kept his job with Montgomery Ward in Chicago and would rise very early around 4 a.m. each day to make the long commute, sometimes in a carpool, sometimes by train. He returned home late each night around 7 p.m., and his work sometimes came home with him. The farm was a nice place to test electronics like antennas to see how well they would work 70 miles from Chicago. He built a pull and pulley system to easily swap out the antennas on the top of the roof of the house. The equipment for the antenna testing was kept out in the yard in tents. The family ended up with some of the equipment as a result of these home tests as well. Even though he worked long hours in the city, Ernie was home taking care of his family and the farm on evenings and weekends. He retired from managing the test lab in 1972 and lived out the rest of his life on the farm.